to Quiz in English with me, Hayley Edmonds. I'm going to take off these glasses because I'm looking a bit Malibu Barbie, looking less, you know, Queen and Country and more like Malibu Barbie with these lovely spectacles, lovely shades, looking quite funky right now. What's going on, guys? How are you? How is everyone this fine evening? Firstly, for those who are watching on Facebook, you know, give me some feedback, guys. We've got a great quiz for you today, but I want to know what you think. Do you prefer the quizzes that are more like sport-based, or more music, or more culture, or more geography or history? Tell me what you think, because, you know, we can work together. We can really make a good compromise here. I've got a great quiz for you today. Real variety of questions. Everything from literature to film to history. You know, so, you know, it's not tailor-made for everyone like it was last week. Last week, if you remember correctly, it was a royal wedding quiz. That was, I must admit, I personally enjoyed it. I did like the royal wedding quiz because, you know, Meghan and Harry, and then kind of digging out the archives, talking about the Queen that broke her tiara just before her wedding day. I mean, what was that for an anecdote? Who else? Well, Princess Diana also spilt some perfume on her dress. And apparently it was the makeup artist that told her, very intelligently, to strategically place her hand and scrunch up her dress at that particular place. So there was no perfume sign to be seen in all of the glamorous photos. What else did we learn in last week's royal wedding? Royal wedding, remember that? God, that was beautiful. I was emotional. Good old Windsor Chapel, seeing those two coming out the chapel, looking gorgeous, driving off in the distance, and that convertible. Her looking amazing, and Givenchy, by that, when she went from Givenchy to Stella McCartney. I mean, if you think, she just looked amazing. So that was last week's quiz. This week, as I say, we've got a bit of everything, a bit of literature, a bit of history. So, you know, it's not really kind of destined for any kind of particular genre of or subject. So, as I say, unlike last week, that was really very, very various. So yeah, tell me what you think. Are you guys watching on Facebook? Are you watching on your smartphones? What are you doing? What are you guys up to? Where are you watching it? Tell us where you're watching it as well, because, you know, you can actually play it anywhere. Are you in the metro or the tube? Are you, you know, putting the kids to bed, just waiting for them, or watching them having a bath and just, you know, have a quick go? Try and win your part of €300. That is the prize that's up for grabs tonight. The top 10 people that get the answers the quickest and all of them correct will get their dibs on €300. So that's like €30 for just sitting, doing nothing for like 10 minutes of just playing. And I've got the questions here. I can tell you, they're relatively easy. They're relatively easy, and if they're not that easy, you could, you know, give it a guess. You know, there's not too much of a difference between the options. So anyway, I reckon I should stop talking and get carried on, get straight away with these 9 questions. And we're going to start right with question number 1. Hercule Poirot investigated a murder on which train? Was it the Orient Express? Was it the Flying Scotsman? Was it Thomas the Tank Engine? Or was it the Bullet? Talking about what you guys are up to right now. Maybe you're like telling a bedtime story, or, you know, Thomas the Tank Engine could all gonna get tied in. Well, of course, it was the Orient Express, which was one of Agatha Christie's most famous novels. Yeah, so the Orient Express. Hercule Poirot was, of course, the Belgian detective on the train that travelled from Syria all the way to London. There was a murder on this Orient Express with no police around. No one around, in the middle of nowhere. So luckily the Belgian man was on hand to solve it, and that he did very, very quickly. 88% of you got that one right. And Julien Lepere, what? Dude, hi. I didn't know you were that good at speaking English. Holla to a fellow a presenter right there, Julien Lepere. 88% of you got that one right. I'm sorry, what was that? Can we just go back? What percentage of you thought it was Thomas the Tank Engine? I think it was around about 8% there. So, however, I've got that 13% of you. 13% of you thought it was Thomas the Tank Engine. Right, guys, get your thinking caps on, because there's a question number 2. Now, which company was the largest corporate a business to file for bankruptcy in US history? Was it American Express? Was it Lehman Brothers? Was it Visa? Or was it Enron? That's a hard one. It is a hard one. Think about that one. Going from Thomas Tank Engine to corporate business, it was, of course, the Lehman Brothers. They filed, it wasn't only the largest bankruptcy of all time by twofold, it is the poster child for the financial crisis. So there we go, pin Lehman Brothers. Let's move on to question, who got that one correct? 80% of you got that one right. Emily, you got it right the quickest. Emily, you are on your way to winning your part of €300. So well done, Emily. 7% of you thought it was American Express. And 13% of you Visa. Guys, you should maybe start buying the Financial Times and having a little, getting up to scratch with what's going on in the corporate world, I say, especially Wall Street. Question number 3. Let's get moving on to that. Come on. Question number 3. We've had 2 hard ones down. The world population was approximately how large in 2000? Was it 6 billion? Was it 3 billion? Was it 1 billion? Or was it 9 billion? So the world was populated by how many people in the year 2000? Was it 6? Was it 3? Was it 1? Or was it 9 billion? It was 6 billion people. And you know what? 82% of you got that one right. I am extremely impressed. Let's see the statistics. 6 billion people in the year 2000. 82% of you got that one right, as I just said, and 18% of you thought it was 9 billion. So yeah, I mean, we are procreating, we are increasing rapidly, but in 2000 it was 6 billion people. Luca Lemes. I imagine that's because you are for Metz, you're from Metz. So we may have some sports questions for you coming up. Now, question number 4, for you literary fans out there, about which game have most books been written about? Is it bridge? Is it chess? Is it football? Or is it poker? Now, what game has had most books written about it? Bridge? Poker? Chess? Football? It is, of course, chess. So for all you aspiring or passionate about the Kasparovs, you might have got that one right. I actually played chess, not only for my school, but I went and played it at a national level. And I'm not even joking. What do you know? I used to be intelligent. Now I just wear Malibu Barbie glasses and try and be funny. 60% of you got that one right. That was a hard one. 20% of you said football and 27% of you said poker. Julien Lepere, you are on a roll today. Second question, you are to be the quickest participant. So Julien, you may well be on your way to getting your dibs on €30, which is not bad for just 10 minutes work. €30 for 10 minutes work. Can you imagine how much you could win in a week if you did all of the Be the One quizzes? I haven't got time to do the math, but here we are. We're going to go on to question number 5. Who was the first person to fly solo around the world in a balloon? Is it Richard Branson, Steve Fossett, Paul Allen, or Mike Melville? Now, by a balloon, of course, we're talking about hot air balloons. Who was the first hot air balloon was, of course, Montgolfier. The Montgolfier brothers constructed it. Well, we want to know who was the first man to fly. Well, I say man because there are only men in the answers. It was, of course, Steve Fossett. Now, Steve Fossett was, like Richard Branson, an American businessman and a record-setting aviator, sailor, and adventurer. 67% of you got that one right. Well done, Anthony. Now, just a little fact about James Stephen Fossett, who died in 2007. Now, what actually happened was he was actually on a light aircraft between Nevada and California and actually went missing, was declared missing. They didn't find his body. So there we go. A bit of a... Coming off that rather sad subject, we're going on to question number 6 for all you nostalgic pre-Facebook fans out there. MySpace was launched in which year? Was it 2001? Was it 2010? Was it 2014? or was it 2003? Now, who remembers MySpace? Who wasn't on MySpace? MySpace was the first social network that everyone was on and being cool. And it was founded by Chris DeWolf and Tom Anderson. Yes, it was in 2003. It was launched in 2003, but it was created in 2002. Oh, sacred, lovely Tom. I mean, everyone was Tom's friend. The good thing about MySpace is you always had one friend. You don't get that. We didn't get that with Facebook, did you? Mark wasn't your first friend. Yeah? That was maybe, that was maybe Mark Zuckerberg, who was actually in Paris last week. He could have, thought about that a bit, taken a bit of inspiration from MySpace. MySpace, that of course launched the careers of lots of actual famous people, including Lily Allen, yes, that All Right Now star. She was discovered on MySpace, and also doesn't help that her dad is a famous presenter and singer. Did I even talk about the answer? Did I give you the answer? I can't even remember. I've been talking so much since then. It was 2003, and 56% of you remembered that. I prefer to think of it like that. You're very nostalgic. You got that one right. Anthony, if you do end up in the top 10, let's have a chat about that. Let's reminisce about MySpace and how great it was and how cool it was to have, a one pal, and then it wasn't adding people. I can't remember how it went. Let's have a chat about that. Question number 7. What is Alice's pet called in Alice's Adventures in Wonderland? Is it Dina, Delilah, Daphne, or Diana? Alice in Wonderland, of course, the novel by Lewis Carroll that he wrote in 1865. And then he went on to write Through the Looking Glass in 1871. Now, for those of you that were either forced to read it at school or just out of pleasure read it, would know that Alice's pet cat was in fact called Dina. So yeah, there's a fact for you. Are you fans of Alice in Wonderland? Are you literary fans out there? Well, I mean, it was kind of a letter problem going on there. Between Dina and Delilah, it was equal, 50-50. There are a lot of maybe you're just like a lot of Tom Jones fans out there. But Luca Le Mess, you got it right, the quickest. So well done you. I wonder if you haven't played any jokers, you could be really on your way to winning. Excuse me, 30 euros tonight. Easy work. Let's move on to question number 8. Well, question number 8 then is 9 questions tonight. So this is before the last question. The Oxford English Dictionary 2013 word of the year was what? Was it GIF? Was it selfie? Was it refugiate? Or was it unfriend? What was the word of the year from 2013 Oxford English Dictionary? It was, of course, selfie. Now, what I love is their interpretation of it, of the meaning. It is a photograph that one has taken of oneself, typically one taken with a smartphone or webcam, and uploaded to a social media website. That sounds really civilized and really sophisticated for just taking a photo with your phone or with your webcam. Talking about photos with your webcam, basically with Be The One, you can kind of link it up to your Facebook page, and your little round thing there where it says the name underneath, I don't know if you see it now, you actually will have your profile picture will come up, which would be nice to know who we're talking to, who's doing right here, rather than just a red blob man. Well, talking about red blob man, the man who got it quickest, which was selfie, of course, is DAF37, DAF37. Daff, you here listening to me, Daff? Now, I would like a bit more cooperation and participation from the people, from those who, in the top 10, hopefully the person who finishes first, that would be brilliant, even better. If you could just pick up the phone and have a chat. I want to put in, a photo to a face. I want to hear put answers to faces here. Question number 9, the final question of this quiz in English. Are you guys ready for this? Which studio creates the hugely successful Grand Theft Auto game? Is it Rockstar Games? Is it Blizzard Entertainment? Is it, oops, I've totally skipped it then. Castle Games, or is it Hasbro? Who creates the hugely successful Grand Theft Auto? Rockstar Games, Blizzard Entertainment, Castle Games, or Hasbro? Just a little kind of detail on that. There was actually British games developer DMA Designs that began the series in 1997. It is now Rockstar Games that produces, developed and published by Rockstar Games. Now, here's a little fact for you. For all you fans out there, I'm not sure if you're aware, but a lot of famous people have actually spoken, like voiced, characters on Grand Theft Auto. Amongst them, Phil Collins, Axl Rose, Samuel L. Jackson, Debbie Harry, and maybe one day Hayley Edmonds. We don't know that yet. I'm just going to put it out there. Rockstar Games, which was, of course, the right answer. And VO Boss, you got that one right. Are you a games fan? Are you a gamer? Tell me about it. Come on. I want to hear from you guys. So yes, it was potentially, I would love to voice a character, if at all possible. Rockstar Games, 70% of you got that one right. So I think there are a lot of gaming fans out there. And yeah, so that was a pretty, could we say, an easy question for you guys? It was the final question of these of this quiz in English. It was Julien Lepers that actually got, finished top, 740 points, but he must have played Joker because it's only the name with the cup next to it, which means you've answered all 10 correctly and the fastest. So Luca Lemes, I'm going to call you right now, dude. Dude, Lucas Lemes, we're going to call you. I want to have a chat with you. So if we're going to try and call you, we're trying to call you right now. So Luca, if you're there, pick up. Let's have a chat. Tell me about what you like about the quiz. Tell me what you guys would like to see more as well. Just a general kind of put it out there comment. For those of you watching on Facebook, or oh, and you know what? As Lucas isn't picking up, let's speak to Julien Lepers. Julien Lepers. I wonder if it is. I'm wondering if it is the actual presenter who does work on Be the One. If it is, I'd like. Oh, hello. Julien.
Yeah, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. So am I speaking to Julien Lepers?
Yes.
So how are you doing, dude? Where did you go wrong, firstly? You had a joker, you threw a joker out there. Which question was it?
The first man that made it around the world with a balloon.
Who did you think it was? Richard Branson?
I don't remember my answer, but it was not the correct one.
Oh, Julien. Julien, you could have won your part in 300 euros. Do you play often? Do you play this quiz in English often, or is it your first time?
No, it was the second time.
Second time? And tell me, what do you like? What kind of questions do you like?
I like being surprised.
Okay. Well, you had a mixed bag there. Like a pick and mix of questions. So, yeah, good going. Well done for your 740 points, dude. Bravo. Next week, I hope you're going to connect, and I hope to see you with a cup by your name, which would mean you've won some money.
Yes.
All right, dude. We'll have a... Huh?
See you next week.
See you next week. Take care, Julien. Thanks a lot. Bye. I am not in the shot here. Here we are. Holla. So that was Julien Lepers, one of our, who actually finished first, but unfortunately, he didn't get the first person to fly solo around the world in an air balloon question. So he didn't win any money. Don't forget, you have to get all of the 9 questions correct to win your part of 300 euros. So guys, well done everyone. Well done everyone who participated. Lucas Lemes, you won 30 euros tonight just playing from your smartphone or just playing on your computer. So well done. I'll be back next week, same time, same place. As I said, I'm going to say it again. Tell us what you like. Do you prefer music quizzes? Would you like, we could talk about rock. We can talk about if we're like kind of a Brit rock fans. Tell me if you like music or if you like I was about to say cuisine then, like food, but no, we won't be doing that because there's already a cuisine show here. Tell me about what you like. Is it history? About a British history quiz? Or geography, British geography quiz? Why not? You know. Just tell me what you like. Let's hear it from you. Give me some answers. Write it if you're on Facebook. Write it just down here underneath me. So we'll be seeing each other next week for one more quiz in English. Until then, guys, lovely to chat to you. Lovely to chat to you, Julien. And hope to see you all next week. So take care and goodbye.